there is like a road way up there, because obviously that's how you get to the houses. But that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I bet you it's private. Can't do it. Anyways, guys, let's get out of here and let's talk about 6 ways cars can kill motorcyclists, or you, or me, anybody riding. This is 6 ways, and these are things that you really need to kind of be paying attention to, because a lot of these are, how do I put this, the car's fault. But at the same time, when you're dead, you can't just be like, well, he killed me, that's his fault, now I'm going to sue you. You can't do that, you're dead. All right, number 1, cars turning in front of you. Now, guys, this could be anywhere. This could be at an intersection. This could be right here on this road. The guy pulling out right here, coming out in front of me, not seeing me, hitting me. This guy doing a U-E, hitting me, doesn't see me. But basically a car not seeing you, because that's always the excuse of the car or the cager. I don't know, you guys want to say that? I don't know, whatever. That is usually the excuse, that they don't see the motorcyclist. That is one way that they will kill you. That is one way they will injure you. And how to avoid that is basically just be seen. Wear very high-vis stuff. That way they see you. Have your brights on during the day. To be honest, your brights are actually less bright than a car's regular lights. If you ever notice, I mean, just think about that. You got one light doing brights. I mean, I know it's gonna be a little bit higher, you know, it's not pointing at the ground, but it's gonna be a little higher. But I mean, the car has 2. The car has 2 lights. Let them see you, use your lights, get some high-vis gear, and to prevent injuries, and just in case it happens, is wear your gear. A lot of these things are gonna be wear your gear and just be aware of what's going on, okay? First off, wear your gear. All right, number 2, we're gonna do number 2 now. Car rear-ending you. Now, cars, they have a nasty habit of allowing people to focus on their phones or focus on their makeup. I've seen people read while driving. I've seen people watch movies while driving, and I've been guilty of some of this. Just be aware, at an intersection, they can and will rear end you. I've seen some bad videos. I'm not going to post them on here because I mean, it'd be great for an example, but I don't want to get demonetized by YouTube. That's been super easy for that to happen lately. But basically, there was a video that going around recently, and I'm sure some of you guys have seen it, is a cruiser rider stopping behind a school bus, because, you know, the school bus does their stop sign. You know, they're picking up students or dropping students off. You have to stop. Well, he stopped. A big-ass truck behind him did not. Basically squished that rider between the bus and that truck that hit him. That happens a lot. That happens a ton of times at intersections. Now, one way to kind of defeat that is to not park directly in front of the car in front of you at an intersection, or like in that case, that school bus. Park off to the side. I always park like way off, basically almost like I'm about to lane split or filter. I'm like way off onto the side of the lane, so that if they do rush into here and they do try to like not pay attention, if they don't pay attention, there you go, they will hit the car in front of me, which, you know, kind of sucks. But I mean, like, if they're gonna hit me and the car, I'm not gonna stop that car that just went. You know, I would rather protect the kid, you know, in the car. But my bike and my body's not gonna stop a car at all. It's just gonna get smashed and crunched between the car and that, and the other car's gonna get hit anyways. So I'd rather have that car with the trunk full of shit and seat belts and airbags and protection and a cage. I'd rather them get hit than me. So I basically stay like right here. See how I'm on the line, and if there's a car like right here, they'd be right here, and this car behind me would basically has enough room to get up beside me, and that way I'm not hit. Hopefully it's just like my leg if at max. Speaking of cars getting beside you, cars changing lanes into you is actually a very big one. I've had it almost happen to me while I'm in a car. I've had it almost happen to me while driving a fire engine and an ambulance. A big-ass red vehicle, a monstrous vehicle, and people still don't check their blind spots and almost run into you. You're definitely not going to get seen. If you're in a blind spot, that's as simple as that. You're in a blind spot, you're not going to get seen. But if you're on a motorcycle, even next to somebody, they're going to basically ride into or drive into your lane because they're not going to see you. Now, one thing that you can do to kind of avoid that is to always be aware of where you are. If you're close to a blind spot, just get ahead of them. Speed up a little bit, go like a little bit above speed limit if you have to. Get ahead of them. Don't worry about them. Now you just have to worry about getting rear-ended. But if you're next to somebody, look at their tires. See how they're like in conjunction with the lane itself. If they're getting closer to this white line that's next, and I don't think this light's going to turn for me because I'm on a motorcycle. So, nope, it's not. We're going to do this. we'll just go right. So if you see them getting closer and closer to the line, which in turn is getting closer and closer to you, kind of be aware that they're going to probably creep into your line or your lane, and there's you need to get out of there. So stay out of their blind spot and watch their tires. If I see those tires start creeping over into my lane and crossing that white line, I know that I need to get out of there. I need to get out of the way. Now this kind of goes back to lane filtering or passing cars on the right, which you're not supposed to do. You really are not supposed to pass cars on the right, especially if like there's a line of cars right here. You're in a busier city. It doesn't really happen out here too much, but if you're like in town, downtown area, and there's a bunch of cars parked, you know, having a parallel park, you need to watch out for the car doors opening. If you're in the right lane, stay closer to the left side of your right lane or furthest away from the parked cars, because that car door, if it opens, it's going to devastate you. It's not going to devastate a car if the car hits it, and that's what a lot of people look out for when they open their doors, is swing them wide open. They're looking for a car. They're not looking for a motorcyclist, so they'll just do it right in front of you. You're invisible. Always pretend you're invisible. They're going to do that right in front of you, and you will get hit, and that will just completely, like I said, devastate and demolish you. So guys, be aware of that car doors opening, and if you're lane filtering, lane splitting, whatever you want to call it, be aware that that could happen too. Don't lane split between a parked car and traffic, regular traffic. So if there's cars in this lane right here, and I'm like, I'm going to lane split right here on this white line, there's parked cars right here, that's really stupid. Always do it on the other side. And there's other ways of lane splitting. We're not talking about lane splitting today. We're talking about how cars can kill you. So guys, watch out for that. Let's go right. Let's go right. I just like staying next to the mountains. I mean, look at those mountains. Beautiful. So anyways, guys, cars, they like to drop shit. Car oil and car debris will make you crash. People throwing shit out, or like they put stuff in the trunk of their car, you know, but it doesn't fit, so they have to like tie it down and shit, and their trunk is still flinging open and stuff starts flying out, or kids throwing shit out the window, or a truck dropping a bucket of rocks, or a ladder falling off a work truck. That kind of stuff, road hazards basically, are going to kill you or hurt you very, very badly. I remember seeing, and I'm not going to use it because I don't know if it's copyrighted or trademarked or whatever you want to do, but yeah, everyone's seen that video of that motorcyclist riding on the freeway and like this big ass mattress like falls off the back of a truck, and he hits it and he like lands on the mattress, and he got sick. He got lucky. He didn't hit the ground, he hit the mattress and laid on it. But that kind of shit happens all the time, so you really have to be aware of that. In this car turning in front of me, whew. See, I had to put my hand down. Yep. I get a lot of comments about having my hands off the bike, but come on, guys, come on. I animate while I talk, especially when I'm excited, like right now. But yes, the car debris and the oil, especially in the intersections, and that's another reason why I stay off to the sides. And I try to pick the side that doesn't have the exhaust from the car in front of me. Like if the exhaust is on the right side, I stay to the left. If the exhaust is on the left side, I go to the right. I don't want to breathe that in. That's another thing. That's a bonus tip right there, giving you cancer, sitting next to the exhaust at stoplights. But basically in the middle, I mean, that's where their engines are, you know, the two tires and the engine. They're going to drip oil. A lot of cars drip oil, especially at intersections. You don't want to park right on that, because if there's a fresh batch of oil and you try to take off from the green light, there's a good chance your rear tire or any tire of yours that will slip. If you don't park on the oil and you put your foot down to, like, you know, stop yourself, and you're just going to sit there at the light, you could slip with your foot on that oil. And I've actually done that in Phoenix one time, but it wasn't oil, it was like chicken fat. It was like a bunch of fat. It was weird. I think like there was an accident like earlier that day or something. It was really weird. My foot slipped. I almost dropped the bike, but I was lucky enough to catch it. But be aware of that. And I am going slow. I'm just like enjoying this weather and the view. But yes, the oil, the car debris, just be aware of that. That stuff will knock you down. That stuff will hurt you, especially at high speeds. So number six, and I know I gave you a bonus one, so this is technically 7. Number 6 is the car will suddenly stop in front of you. Now, we already talked about rear-ending and pulling out in front of you. Now the car is going to stop in front of you. Now, it's whether or not they were paying attention, they're coming up to a stoplight, and they weren't, you know, they were looking at their phone. Hey, look, that's all of Tucson right there. It's pretty cool. they're looking at the phone, they look up real quick and they see a red light, like, oh shit, or it's like yellow and it's like, oh shit, hit the brake. And you're thinking, because you're behind them, that, you know, oh, we're gonna go through the light, and all of a sudden they slam the brakes. They have, you know, 4 tires and really good brake. Whoa, engine braking right there. They have good brakes, and you don't. You really don't. So you're just gonna slam right in front of them. You could die. You can get severely injured, paralyzed, massive brain bleed. You name it. Massive trauma to you if you just smash into another car, especially when they stop. They will stop in front of you, whether it's debris in the road and they feel like they need to stop because they can't go around it like we can. Stoplights, the car in front of them stops. But basically, you guys, you need to be aware. So how to prevent that is that you do what I always say. You stay into one of the outside lines. Here, I'd stay on this side, not on the right, because there's nowhere to escape to the right. Here, I can escape into oncoming traffic if I'm aware that there's no oncoming traffic. So if a car stops, I could just go whoop, counter steer out of the way, counter steer back in, boom, I'm around them. No worries. Blow through that red light if you absolutely have to. Try not to slam the brakes because there's a good chance that you're just gonna flip. So just go through it if you have to. Just go fast, get out of there before cars come and hit you. You know what I mean? But yeah, cars will stop in front of you because they don't care. They only care about themselves. You don't have a cage or seatbelts or you know, airbags to protect you. So guys, be aware of that. So those are 6 different ways cars can kill you as a motorcyclist, or even in a car. So be aware of that while you're driving your car. But guys, if you like that, please click that subscribe button. It totally helps out. And then right next to it, there's a notification bell button. When you click that, you'll be notified and you'll be part of the notification squad. I see you guys in the comments. I see that. I truly appreciate it. You guys give me those massive views right at the beginning. It's all you guys. Thank you. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys later. Ride safe. Bye.